Coming up, we're going to be talking about our Freaky Friday sequel. Also, you're going to be able to watch The Bear a little bit earlier. Plus, also, Disney's making a Jaws documentary. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi, it's Roger here from What's On at disneyplus.com. It's time for a quick Disney Plus news roundup. Let's start off with talking about Freaky Friday. So there has been talks of a sequel for a number of years. It's been slowly building up steam, and Disney has now officially announced that it has now gone into production. Lindsay Lohan and also Jamie Lee Curtis are returning in the roles that they played back in the classic film. This is kind of interesting to see that they've kind of definitely got to that point now that it's coming out. But more importantly, it has been confirmed it's going to be coming to cinemas in 2025 first. This is not going to be a Disney Plus original. They're giving it a full theatrical release. Doesn't surprise me. I think obviously like with Hocus Pocus 2 and Disenchanted, these movies probably would have done something a little bit better in cinemas. And obviously as well, that brings in money. Putting them out on Disney Plus first doesn't bring in that same kind of money. You know, the budget is going to be pretty low on this. They're not going to need to spend a huge amount on it. Therefore, it doesn't need to be pulling in as big at the box office. Definitely great to see this one going ahead. This is a sequel to a beloved 2003 film and with a multi-generational twist. And the film picks up years after Tess, who was played by Curtis, and Anne, who's played by Lohan, who endure an identity crisis. Anna now has a daughter of her own and is soon to be a stepdaughter. As they navigate the difficulties of two families merging together, Tess and Anne discover that lightning might indeed strike twice. I think it's great to see Disney has finally put it out there that they are making it and it is coming. I mean, it's just an extra movie we're going to see next year. I'm not gonna lie, I did like the first film. I did think it was pretty cool. There's been a number of remakes that they've made over the years because that wasn't even the original one. You'll find them on Disney Plus. But yeah, so I think this is a nice, easygoing film and a nice little thing to pop out in cinemas. Very different. Like I said, this is not going to be a huge blockbuster movie, but it doesn't need to be. But are you excited about Freaky Friday 2? Love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Shifting on from there, let's now talk about The Bear. So the third season is set to debut later this week on Disney Plus around the world and on Hulu on Disney Plus in the United States. Well, good news. Disney has announced that they're actually going to be releasing this a little bit earlier than originally planned. So normally it would go up at like midnight on Los Angeles time, and it's about 3 o'clock in the morning in New York, 8 o'clock in the morning UK. Well, they have announced that it's going to be going up a little bit earlier. It's now going to be going up at the prime time slot of 6 p.m. on the Pacific Coast, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, which means it's probably about like 2 o'clock in the morning for me. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to be waking up specifically just to watch it. I'll watch it when I get up. I am really looking forward to watching The Bear. I enjoyed the previous seasons, and no doubt this show getting a primetime release is a major step in the idea that they know that this is going to be a big hit. They know they've got a winner. They know there's going to be a lot of social media buzz about people checking it. Now, whether or not people are going to be able to binge all of this episodes by the time I wake up in the morning is probably going to be very likely, but there's going to be trying to stay away from those spoilers. But I think definitely getting The Bear getting a big premium, like primetime view. And again, this is to kind of bump up the viewership, but more also to kind of get that social media engagement and kind of turn it into an event. It's kind of weird with how they kind of work. I don't know if there was a little bit of a weird thing because they did say it's like 3 hours early, but by my math it was 6 hours early. But nevertheless, big new release. So if you're looking forward to the third season of The Bear, let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to watch that one later myself. Shifting gears now, let's now talk about National Geographic, because it has been announced that they are working on a brand new documentary to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Jaws. It's going to be coming out in 2025 on the National Geographic channel and on Disney Plus and Hulu as part of SharkFest 2025. So we've got a whole other year to wait. And as you'd expect, this one is looking at, you know, not just the impact that the movie had and how they made it, etc., but more importantly about how it impacted on the sharks and the overall impact, because it has had a massive impact on shark populations. When that movie came out, people just got so scared of sharks. And yeah, there was millions were sort of killed, and it's still causing problems today with people just having a fear of sharks that this movie just put into them. So this is going to be an important documentary. I love my shark documentaries. I love when SharkFest comes around. I do check them all out, and yeah, so it'd be nice to have this one. I think this one's probably going to be one of the big shows for next year. Nice to see this one getting out there, but yeah, something definitely I want to watch. But would you be interested in the Jaws 50th documentary? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. It just reminded me then of when I, used to go to Universal Studios in Florida and you get on the Jaws ride. It used to look awful, but loved it. It was one of my dad's favourite rides. But nevertheless, let me know what you think of this in the comments below. In our question of the day, which comes from Happy Cloud Gamer, who says, when will we get more Disney animation? I want the Disney magic back. I just hate how the focus has been extremely different. Netflix does better animation films and it's sad. And Disney has so much content they can use, but they don't. So I want to break this down into two things. So first off, Disney is putting out a lot of animation. They really are doing a lot. You've got Pixar, Inside Out, biggest movie right now at the box office. They generally will put out 2 to 3 movies a year between the different studios. You've also got 20th Century Studios and television animation churning out loads of adult animation. Futurama, Solar Opposites, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy. They are putting out a load of stuff for adults. You've also got Disney pulling in anime content from Japan. They're making loads of Disney Junior shows. They're putting stuff out constantly. Now, I would say we've not seen a huge amount of shows maybe for teenagers, sort of younger ones. We've had things like Bad Batch, and we've had the Marvel shows, we've had X-Men. So I think the thing of Disney not putting out animation is totally wrong. They are putting out lots of animation. The simple truth is what type of animation are you wanting? If you're thinking DuckTales, Gummy Bears, those kind of shows are just not performing as well right now. They are going to where the audience wants stuff. So I do think that, they are putting things out. It's just maybe not the stuff that you particularly like to see, and so they're spreading it out. Netflix animation, they are making some great stuff. And all the studios are putting more pressure on it. Disney are making a lot. And I think they're making some great stuff. As regards to not putting everything on there are lots of stuff that they can't put on there. Some of it is due to quality. There has to be restored. They've got to pay licensing fees. They've got to pay for stuff. And also as well, there is a lot of stuff that was that hasn't been honored on there that, in all honesty, probably not a lot of people are actually going to want to watch. I know there's nostalgia goggles and nostalgia people want, you want to have that old stuff on there. But some of it is just not probably going to get watched, and it's just not financially viable to put it on there. I think they should be putting classic stuff on there every single week and filling in that back catalogue and using that as a big sort of push against Netflix. But they're focusing on quality. They don't want the stuff which they don't deem as good. Now, I think Disney is putting out lots of great stuff. That doesn't mean they can't do better. Doesn't mean they can't do better. Movies have to be better. The shows have to be better. And trying to reach a different audience and stuff is important, but I definitely do not agree that they're not doing animation. They are doing loads of it. It just maybe is just not exactly what you think of for Disney animation of what you particularly want. But I'd love to know from everyone, what type of animation would you like to see from Disney? Love to hear that in the comments below. If you've got a great question as well for tomorrow's video, pop that in as well. If it's cool, I will pick it out. And on that note, guys, thank you very much. See you guys soon. Laters.